sayest thou, Master Matoya? We may accept this fate, or defy it, but we cannot deny it.
Deny? I am not wont to run from my troubles. Until our friend returns, I will hold the line.
This town certainly has changed, and not at all for the better. I'm not going anywhere. I promise you, Minfilia. Greater even than the seventh umbral calamity, must be undone. If history must be unwritten, let it be unwritten. You must. Become the warrior of darkness.
Now, yes, there we go. For some reason, every time I don't think it's actually an Affy thing now that I've had this overlay for so long. It's a me thing. Hello folks. Yes, we don't have any cameras. Don't worry. You are you are hearing us loud and clear. We just all of us are not in camera moods tonight. I'm being terrorized by my cat, who I'm sure everyone would like to see Donna, but she is being very Donna.
Spicy.
Lily is Yuli is over is unable to show camera due to internet connection reasons, and Pure just doesn't want to show camera, and the others don't. The others can't right now for various reasons. So we are literally audio only tonight.
We are also down 2, which doesn't help that.
That too. Literally, the fucking moment I laid back for a bit, Donna jumped me. Hello, cat. Hello.
I mean, you are very jumpable.
Thanks. Thanks, hon. I appreciate that. I know you. I'm not going to say that. We're going to get changed it to an X-rated stream, and I'll get in trouble. I shall go through the announcements before I get myself in too much trouble. And kind of I was actually relaying for the players where we are, and now I'll do it for the player as well, because we've been gone for 3 weeks, and this is our last session before we see you in January, because Christmas is coming up, and yeah. So here it is. Welcome to A Song of Crystal and Shadow session 19, I think.
Yep.
So our first sponsor for tonight, of course, is Canadian Dice. You can go to canadiandice.ca and use the code NOVATEL, all one word, at checkout for 15% off your order. Maggie's pick of the week this week is Ragnarok, because every time Affy leaves town, the worlds burn or something. Which is true, because Affy's out of town, I think. Second announcement, the merch store is at tinyl.com/vatmerch. I could be doing all the things. I would be doing all the freaking little chat prompts. Unfortunately, one of my arms is taken up by a cat. But yes, tinyl.com/vatmerch. You can get excellent designs like Half Orc Energy and Vatblob, and there are still 2 Spooktober designs, I think. They're still available for a little bit longer. All the pre-seeds go to Extra Life. So stay up for a little while, get them while you can. Extra Life, we actually managed to hit our first target for Spooktober, and now we've got our stretch goal of 1,500 for the end of the year. We're currently about 1,030. So we have 2 months, well, less than 2 months now, to raise an extra 500 for sick kids. I know if you donate to me, it goes to Sparrow Hospital here in Lansing, Michigan. So yeah, there's that. Excuse me, Donna. Please stop showing me your butt. No, I know you're. I'm waiting for someone to be snarky and say no. The cat will not stop showing you the butt.
Like drag queens, of course they won't. I have to be right back.
Okay. So schedule announcements for this final week. Friday, tomorrow, Affy is gone, so no Fixius. So Jeremy is doing a vampire one-shot in his Blood in the Sixth World at 8:30 EST. Saturday is a Vat Packer's Guide to TTRPGs. It's a makeup stream, 7 p.m. EST. Sunday, Artemis is over on Jeremy's channel for Vason at 7:30 EST. Again, Missy and Affy. Monday, no Miss Walkers because Affy's out of town. Wednesday, the Wasteland Saga, 9 p.m. EST. We are not playing next week because next week is American Thanksgiving. So we will not be here next Thursday. And because then there's one game between then and December, which we're about to talk about, we will probably not see you all until January, when this lot will probably have to deal with actually dealing with the Sin Eater threat. Yes, hello, Donna. Hello. Hello. Yes. I gave you food, you silly cat. Silly cat. In December, all of our regular games are on hiatus. Don't worry. We are running one-shots throughout the month as part of our Christmas season. Oh, sorry. Wrong word. Holiday season kind of thick. A list of available games will be dropping this weekend, and sign-ups will take place next week. I can tell you now that your favorite British expat GM is running something, and I can't tell you what it is yet because I'd like you to find out the hard way. all I can say is I will give one clue. Always look on the bright side of life. That's probably a huge clue, but Donna, if you, I bet you part of your behaviour is because Mama took the other spray bottle. Yeah, you're purring like a mad. Anyway, and finally, to stop this rambling craziness that is the announcements, you can find our podcast wherever you download your podcasts from. Okay, and that's the 2 seconds. All right. Let's do a little bit of catching up because it's been 3 weeks. It's about to be another 4 or so, 5, before we return to these shores. But we will be back. Trust me, we will be back. So, you know what? I realized I could have just put our freaking Discord little bubbles in there. Well, had those flash up just for something to people to look at. I might fix it another time. Too late now. I can't do much while I'm live. Oh, Donna, you're stepping on my freaking. I'm just gonna lay back. I'm gonna lay back. You can sit on me because otherwise you're just going to swirl around and climb all over me, and eventually you're gonna put a paw on my throat. The cat is trying to kill me. Please, if I stop talking for a long time, please send help.
Noted.
Okay. That means the cat has killed me. No, she's not. She's just nuzzling and nosing me. She's being very affectionate. I know. No, you love me. I know. Okay, let's catch everyone up. So, last time we got together, bad things happened. The crew went to go find Kemi and Crayon out in the desert lands of Amarang. And found them. And went with them on a little escort mission to a place called the Inn at Journey's Head. And basically found out that what happens when a sin eater doesn't quite kill its victim. It afflicts it with a transformation. Essentially, the ether in one's body begins to degrade, corrupt into light, and eventually, just like zombification, you kind of turn into a sin eater. Yeah. And then one of the men who was very close to this outcome wandered off. Party went to find him. Found him communing with a very large winged sin eater. Party's friend Tesleen managed to slice off a wing and tried to scare it off, but big, large winged sin eaters with plot armor don't die that easily. It killed Tesleen and did what sin eaters do. I'm trying not to be too graphic because I know some folks don't like metamorphosis, like thing style stuff. As much as just in case they are watching or listening. So Tesleen became a sin eater and flew off after saying sorry to everyone one last time. While the man, Halric, just looked with a weird, gleeful smile on his face. After kind of commiserating, getting back on their feet, Alizé went back to the Crystarium to go join the Crystal Exarch, and the others decided to take a beeline for Kholusia, the island nation that is the opposite side of Northrend. And that is where we start. They have taken Amaro, not Chocobos, not Chocobos. For some reason, I've been playing Warcraft, and I was going to say they took Griffins, and I'm like, no, wait, wrong,
wrong setting.
Wrong setting.
Though that would be one hell of a crossover.
Yes, it would. But y'all took Amaro with a bit of a longer flight because you weren't taking it from the area, and you land on a beach with shacks and stuff lined up on it. It's a very, I wouldn't say verdant, but the first comparison that comes to mind when I think about it, and this is a very me comparison, is the White Cliffs of Dover. You've basically got the White Cliffs of Dover on your left, with mountains and such on top of those. You basically got this two-stepped thing. You've got the lower lands of Kholusia where you are now, and you got the upper lands, and Lord knows how you get to those. Wait, nudge, nudge. But yeah, those cliffs definitely have like a white, chalky kind of White Cliffs of Dovery look to them. And out to the distance, you see a land bridge with shacks all along it, and then this wonderfully extravagant city that looks like it's floating, but it's not quite. It's on its own landmass. But the way the city is positioned, it's very grand and baroque, and it looks like Jester's built it. Thorn and Fawn would be proud. But the way it looks like it kind of looks a bit topsy turvy. It looks like it shouldn't stand, but it does. Maybe some kind of magics are also keeping it in play. And yeah, that is where I'm going to let you start doing some role play and such, especially considering you've just been through a traumatic event and watched someone die, get taken away. Now suddenly you're in another land looking for Alphinaud, Alizé's twin brother, and dealing with a city that looked like it was designed by jesters.
Well, I know Lily will probably be sitting on the back of Fafnir with her face in a book because that's how she hides from the world.
The three of you just see Lily sitting on the back of this huge giant shadow wolf, reading a book.
Yuku's a little intimidated by the big giant wolf.
Yuku, of all people, is intimidated by a big creature.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, she's going to stay near Jackson while Fenrir's around.
Okay.
I mean, she probably is bite-sized to Fenrir.
Go clean.
Or Fafnir, whatever the name is. But yeah.
But yeah, how about...
Yeah, whatever the name is.
Yeah, how about Jackson and Kemi?
So, Akemi seems a little bit more stoic than usual. Actually looks slightly pissed off. Like, not their usual fuck everything, but more fuck the world. I don't know how to explain that. Like, there's their Dark Knight, like, I hate you in particular, and then there's what they are right now, which is everything
Approach
sucks.
me and you're probably gonna die?
Yes, that.
Jackson recognizes the look, but is going to come close anyway because he's usually immune to that. You want to talk about it?
Sorry, all I imagined was this little human shoulder on this giant ori going, "Hey, buddy, you want to talk?"
Kemi sighs, looks at him, shakes their head, and just walks away. Kind of towards the city.
Yeah,
Um,
let's follow.
Um. So. As you kind of start moving across the beach, you see all these kind of old ruined huts and shacks that are just wood. There's nothing special about these. There is one old hermit living in one of them. What you would recognize as a Hrothgar, one of the big daddy cat people.
I'll be right back.
Of course, I had to refer to it as daddy cat people. I don't have a time. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so as you do that, see this rough guy, and he comes out and says, "Ah, more visitors to our lovely barren land." You could tell it was going to be a bit more stoic and friendly, but out that way. What brings you to the land of final pleasures then, hey?
There's something here I need to kill.
Something you need to kill, eh? Well, you might have trouble there. If you're intending to go to the city, I mean, lots of guards and there's lots of guards protecting old Lord Vorfrey and for that. Who you need to kill? I hope it
Sin
ain't
Eater.
Sin Eater. There's plenty of those around, I'll tell you that much. That might not be wise though. But if the Eulmorans find you going around killing Sin Eaters, they might take umbrage with you.
Let them. And
I
Akemi is like rippling dark energy at this point.
Jackson's going to step up next to him and kind of forgive my friend here. We're actually looking for someone.
Oh? Anyone I might know?
His name is Alphinaud.
Oh yeah, small Elvan fellow. Yeah. If you head up the path to the right here, up to our little settlement here with the Ephraim and everything, all that fun stuff. You go into the inn. Innkeep. He is.
Thank you very much.
But keep my words in mind, yeah? I would advise maybe against trying to kill Sin Eaters. You'll probably piss off his lordship.
Lily, without looking up her book, just kind of speaks to this man. Just goes, "Do we really look like we need your advice?"
No.
I am so sorry for the others here.
Don't apologize on my behalf. If I wanted somebody to be sorry for me, I would have apologized on my own. Thank you.
We're trying to not create enemies.
The whole world is apparently an enemy. Wake up.
Now, children. Okay. So I'm assuming that all of you are heading up this path towards this ruined kind of settlement.
Yes.
Yeah. Jackson's got Yuku on his shoulder to make sure she doesn't get into any trouble.
And also is up higher than the big bad wolf.
Yes.
Or in a conveniently biting range.
Oh my goodness.
You know how Weird Color does that.
So
So she has one
as you head up, you do see an Aephorite, which is actually somewhat well maintained, despite the general state of the buildings around you.
Midnight still my spot.
So I will let you all make the usual Arcana checks if you would like to attune to this.
I don't need hands. I just need
All right, let's go.
That's usually how it goes. Wow.
I'm not liking this. That's an 8, another 8, a -1 from what Fang. I'm not going to count that as something bad happening. Not yet. That's a 6 from Jackson. Yuku.
Yuku's AFK.
Player had to go
Shit.
AFK.
Right. I'll roll for Yuku. I have override. Do it for Yuku, and I am hoping that I roll better than the rest of you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Seriously.
Watch you roll a 1.
Don't you say a word. Aha!
Hey,
Sod you!
that's 23.
I rolled a 23. Sod you all! Oh, you'll roll a 1. Ha! No.
Wait,
Where's psychology?
so that was an 18
That was an 18 plus all the mods.
plus
yeah.
5.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, Fang getting a -1 is just funny.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Fang peed on the crystal.
Fang peed on the crystal. The rest of you kind of were all watching Fang, apart from Yuku, who actually managed to attune to the crystal for the group.
At least too engrossed in ignoring the world.
Yes. Engrossed.
Sorry
in
about that,
watching-
guys. I'm back.
Welcome back.
I took control of you and was the only one who managed to successfully attune to the Aephorite.
Granted, I think you attuned to the etherite after Fang peed on it, so
Or during.
Yeah, have fun with that thought.
So yay, attuned to Aephorite, so you can come back here in a flash. And
I hereby dub this one the Petherite.
No, Nasima.
oh, son of a
No.
bitch. Okay, potential.
It has begun.
So name the Aephorite. Okay. Okay, there's that as our first potential episode name for the night. I thought it would be something more meaningful, but apparently that's our first humorous one all night. So far. Wait. After that, you see with the slight commotion of like tinkling wolf and someone actually managing to turn to the Aephorite, you see the innkeep come out and says, "Oh, it's been a while since we had visitors. You come in for a spell." And she heads back, and she's another Elizon woman, what you would know as an Elizon. And you can go and head into this wonderfully, I wouldn't call it seedy. That would be offensive. It's actually, given it's basically a bar in a wooden shack, it actually looks pretty nice. Pretty homely. Pretty well kept.
Cozy.
What'd you say, Yuko?
It's cozy.
Cozy. Yes, that's the word I would use.
As the others enter, Lily refuses to leave the back of the wolf, and though I'm pretty sure the wolf is too big to fit, so she will be remaining outside.
The rest of you notice that you're one down.
Jackson
Fang
just
obviously
looks
stays out
irritated.
too.
Okay, you both talked at the same time. I have Fang staying outside as well, so it's technically. What about you,
Jackson
Jackson?
picked up on the fact that Lily stayed outside and is looking somewhat irritated, considering their exchange before.
Do you attempt to intervene, or are you just letting this be?
I'm just letting it be for the time being because we don't need to make any more bad first impressions.
That's fair. So, Lily can stay outside while Keep dries up a glass and puts it back where it belongs, and then looks to all of you. Says, what'll it be for all of you then?
Whatever's strongest.
Remembering last time she had a drink, Yuka goes, "I'll just have some water, please."
How about Jackson?
Jackson says no, thank you. I'd actually like a little bit of information. I'm looking for Alphinaud.
Oh, you're his friends, are you?
Yes.
Yeah, he's just out running an errand for me, and he'll be back shortly. Knowing him, he's perfectly fine. Getting some bar. He's a good kid, that one. Sorry, something's wrong with YouTube. Yeah. Yeah, he's a good lad, that one. Yeah, he helps a lot of us down here who aren't allowed to go into the city of final pleasure. But that's the way of the world. Only the rich, powerful, and their chosen workers get to there. Everyone else has to live in these shacks, in that shanty town that you see on the bridge to it.
Yes, we started over there and were directed here to look for Alphinaud. I'm glad he's helping.
Yeah. I would honestly, he'll be back. So I'd take a seat, have a drink. Worst case scenario, if he doesn't come back, very capable.
Enough.
We can bail him out of any trouble he may end up in.
Thank you for your help.
And he does slide water over to Yuku, and a rather strong-looking mixed drink to Akemi.
Awesome.
And she then looks at the wolves and cat outside. It says, "Do we need some water for the wolves?"
I'm certain Fang would appreciate that.
And she preps a bowl of water for Fang at least. And as she comes out, she asks, She asks Lily, "Do you want anything to drink, love?"
Fine.
Okay then.
Doesn't even take her eyes off that book.
Don't mind her. She's not really the most sociable.
I love how no one's taking into account that they just went through an extremely traumatic event, and not sociable is an understatement.
It doesn't excuse rudeness. At least that's Yuku's standpoint.
Kemi may or may not be wrapped up in a situation of their own.
And Jackson's just trying to make sure things stay relatively smoothed over with the locals so that
Not to mention, well, no, I'll let people ask that on their own. Never mind.
Anyway, Sophia, am I rolling D100 for this?
Yes.
Okay. That'll be fun. 62.
Damn, 7 off.
Right?
Yeah, you're a bit buzzed. Not drunk or anything like that, but you are a bit buzzed.
Okay, the
As-
fact I was just gonna say as they get more and more buzzed, you see Akemi sort of start to flatline out and become a little bit more normal.
Yeah, you'll see going on with Kemi as Kemi gets a bit more drunk, really. And as I will let you all kind of interact a little more if you so desire, before I advance things.
Yuku's just enjoying her water.
And unless anyone approaches Lily, she's not going to talk freely.
Jackson's just sitting back, kind of keeping an eye on Akemi because he's concerned. So he's going to sit in the corner and watch.
Kemi's kind of staring off into space, rubbing their face every so often, just dragging their hand down their face. Not really all that with it. Like, not quite seeing what's in front of them.
Yuku looks very concerned.
Jackson puts a hand on her shoulder and then leans over to Akemi and kind of bumps them with his shoulder to try and get their attention. You sure you all right?
The minute they are touched, Jackson suddenly has a fist in their face, but it stops inches from touching him. And
yeah,
it's,
that's what I thought. And it's
and
what?
as Akemi realizes who they're looking at, just kind of, oh, sorry.
No need to apologize.
Yuku yelped and fell off her chair in surprise. Because that went right over her head.
Akemi drags a hand down their face again and just, sorry. Sorry.
There's no need to apologize. I understand.
I can't get it out of my head now.
You and I may need to talk about it, either here or later.
Later, we should focus on what we're trying to do.
All right. But if you change your mind at any point, you tell me.
Mm-hmm. Where's Little Bit?
Hmm?
Kemi is now actively looking for Liliana.
She stayed outside.
Of course she did. Has she actually said anything? I've been so...
Well, she's been quite prickly, but it's understandable.
I was gonna go with
We're-
brusque, but
Well,
briskly works.
Yes, I think we're all dealing with issues, but I don't understand necessarily hers 100%. Just like I don't always understand Yuku's or yours.
Everybody's different.
Exactly.
Akemi looks to the innkeep and just kind of sighs. Do you have anything like juice?
Yeah. And she passes over um like what kind of berries part of the world. I would say I've got blackcurrant cordial, honestly.
Okay. Akemi downs that and says, "May I have another one for my friend?"
Yes. Makes up another one, which is, it's concentrated black currant essence with spring water, so it's relatively.
Mm-hmm. Kemi takes the cup and heads outside, looks up at Liliana, and just sighs. Come here. Did we lose Liliana again?
Maybe.
We might have.
Well then.
Did we? Let's have a
Yep.
look.
Yep.
Hotel
She
internet.
just dropped.
Say hotel internet.
It really fucking is.
Yeah.
All
yeah,
right.
it
Well,
is.
in that case, I'm just gonna roll the die really quickly, and you can help me interpret how this situation is gonna go.
Yep.
You want me to roll D20 or D100 on this?
D100.
Can do. Okay.
Nice.
So the plan was for Akemi to try persuasion first, and if that didn't work, just to manhandle her off of Fenrir.
Sorry.
That's okay. We figured it was the internet again.
Mm-hmm.
What's the last thing you heard?
Juice for my friend.
Okay. So yeah, Akemi walks outside with the juice, looks up at Liliana, and just says, "Come here."
She would not move.
Okay. So
She
Akemi
wouldn't
is.
even give.
Hmm?
She wouldn't even give an ear wiggle. Like it's almost as if she's just disconnected from her surroundings.
Yeah, that's kind of what I expected. What do I roll then, oh dungeon mommy, in order to pull her down?
It would be an unarmed weapons check against her AC because you're basically trying to grapple her.
Do I have unarmed weapons?
Do you have unarmed? I don't know. You don't have it set up for what, which is imminently possible. It's just macro strength. plus your strength modifier, d20 plus.
Okay. So I'll just roll it as an ability check then.
Yeah.
21.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's higher than Lily's AC, but then I have to factor in Fafnir. You managed to pull. Okay, I'm gonna go this way. You managed to pull Lily off, but Fafnir's not happy about it.
Well, that's okay, because Akemi isn't planning on going anywhere. Akemi literally pulls her down to the ground to sit cross-legged with her in his lap, shoves the glass in her face in between her and the book, and says, "Drink."
She dead weights.
Hmm?
She dead weights. In other words, he would notice that she's just completely not there.
Okay.
Her eyes are open, but it's just like her mind is gone.
There are two ways I can go about this. I need to do something really quickly. Hang on.
Concern.
Yeah, same here.
That cackle.
This is not the way I was planning for it to go, but this is gonna be fun.
Oh god, I saw what you rolled.
So Akemi, realizing that she is not snapping out of it, is going to try and snap her out of it. And has decided to do so by leaning into her ear, rumbling low, and saying her name.
When you rumble low, is it the horny kind of rumbling low or the threatening kind of rumbling low?
The horny kind.
Oh dear. I'm going to let this play out.
That's a low blow. Playing on her affections for you.
Uh-huh.
Being in the mental state that she is in, though, you would probably end up getting a face full of book.
Valid.
Yeah. But Akemi is going to smile at the reaction, take the face full of book, grab her hand, look her in the eyes, and go, "Oh, good. There you are."
She just kind of stares at him.
Talk to me.
You're not going to let this go, are you?
Have I ever let anything go?
She sighs. Fine. If you must know, it's my fault.
No.
If I wasn't so busy trying to...
No.
Or if I even just explained things so you guys didn't have to worry.
No. I knew what was going on. I didn't stop you. That does not make it either of our faults that it happened. Sometimes shit just happens. It is not.
It keeps happening, and every time I try to do the good thing or be the hero, like you keep telling me to, it just seems to make it worse.
Sometimes we stumble and we have to get back up. The important thing is to get back up.
I'm tired.
I'm always tired, but that doesn't stop. Sometimes exhaustion is all there is, but you've got to keep going.
She takes a deep breath because she knows how this is going to sound. Why?
Because if we don't, who will?
There are 1,000,001 heroes in the world. Why was I chosen?
That's like asking why you're so smart. Things just worked out that way.
I mean, look at where we are. We're in a place I have no clue about.
Isn't that thrilling, though?
I'm not an adventurer. Not like you. Not like them in there. I prefer a test tube and a nice cozy room.
I'm not an adventurer either. I'm a soldier. I go where I'm told, I do what I'm told. And yet I ended up here, too.
I wasn't going to say anything. I just decided that I'll do whatever. I'll go with the flow. People don't want me to talk, then I won't talk.
That's not what we want.
That seems to be what the human wants.
What he wanted was for people to be peaceful.
So what? Not speak my mind? Then I better not talk at all. I don't have nice things to say. I'm not one of those happy-go-lucky people that are going to put on a fake smile just because it's convenient for everyone else.
When you don't have to be. But in situations where tact is required, maybe leave that to the people who aren't prone to stubbing toes.
They're more than welcome to it.
Now,
Right.
it's been a long ride. I got this for you. Please drink it.
And out of habit, she'd have to sniff it first.
Thought you'd like the berries.
It's not alcoholic, is it? I think I've learned my lesson there.
It's juice, I promise.
She would drink it.
And while she's drinking it, he's going to quickly usher her inside.
Oh, distract and conquer, huh? She would get to about the doorway before he'd probably just feel her claws dig into the ground.
You don't want to come in, that's fine. Just let everybody know you're okay.
She steps in just for a Kimmy.
Yuku's smile just lights up when she sees Lily come in.
Lily still looks very dejected.
They were worried about you too.
They should worry about themselves.
That's what I have Jackson for.
She won't look at Jackson.
She kind of quirks a brow at Akemi.
Kemi kind of shrugs, goes back to the bar, and asks for a shot.
And the barkeep happily hands one over. It'll help keep the peace.
Kemi absolutely knocks that back as fast as possible. Which means I get to roll again.
Lil would pull out that crystal she's been carrying around and just kind of study it. Let her thoughts wander.
as you kind of study it, notice that it definitely seems like it's in its element, I guess you could say. It's not actively thing. But it is a crystal of light, and you are in a world of light, so they
So it's like
match.
radiating.
Radiating. That's where.
Kimmy would just kind of hear a slight inquisitive sound as her ears wiggle and those eyes get as big as they can as she just looks at this shiny crystal. That's never done that before, except when they were in battle.
Yuku looks over and is, what's going on?
And Kemi's looking at her face, just like, I don't know, but it made her cuter.
Also, what? See, you got a 6. Okay, I was gonna say you're at 89 now, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're getting there.
Uh-huh. Filter be gone.
Yeah.
She doesn't necessarily speak, but every so often she pokes at the crystal and her ears wiggle.
Yuku giggles.
Like her mood just suddenly perked up staring at this thing because with it radiating, I'm sure it brings all kinds of warm and happy feelings.
Yes and no. Like again, like I say, it is a crystal of light in a world that is suffused with light. It's honestly a little bit creepy that it's radiating, but also you feel, given your previous history with the crystal, you also know that it's not necessarily a bad thing. Reacting to its environment, and the crystal is the same. Ever has been.
Yeah. She looks up. So, the whole world is infused with light.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
We've established that. We've also established that there's a source.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm going to be playing hero, then honestly, how do I put this in layman's terms? I think our best bet, besides reconnecting with the rest of the Scions and getting their perspective on things, is in our search we should look for any and all abnormalities, no matter how little they are. The smallest hint of other etherical entities, I should say. Maybe there's a reason why the abundance of light isn't completely overthrowing us. Like, I get the world because it was stopped, but what about us? We draw in ether in everything we eat, everything we touch, everything we do, but we're staying relatively balanced. And so are the other remnants, which means we might be able to find a cure.
Yuku blinks. That actually, that sounds actually like it would be very possible.
Sounds like a good plan of action.
If you think it'll work.
Upon hearing Jackson's voice, he would see that she kind of flinches a little bit.
He kind of winces when he sees that. I am sorry for snapping. I just wanted all of us to try to figure this out as easily as possible. I know not all of us are very good at the social side of things. I'm
Yeah.
usually not.
And he yells at me about it all the time.
It's
Pretty sure I'm
under,
supposed to be the most social of us.
Yeah, and Akemi wasn't, so I had to try and figure it out.
it's understandable, but I'm going to be upfront. I'm not gonna hide my perspective to make others happy. Also, you guys are way too trusting. And sometimes I feel that we should be a little more prudent in what advice or who we just ask for help.
But at the same time, you gotta trust us to talk to us before you go off and do something. She
Would
gestures to
you
the wolf outside.
would you have even understood it if I explained it?
Probably, but you haven't really given us a chance to even prove that we understand what's going on in that head of yours.
Admittedly, I probably would not have understood.
You want to know what's going on in my head is the simple fact that I look at things logically, or I try to, as I was taught. In a world full of light, it was logical to get something that was a pure darkness on our side. Darkness and light doesn't mean good or evil, those are basic concepts.
Yeah.
There's no such thing, technically.
No,
Having,
it's a human construct.
having Fafnir on our side means we have a tactical elemental advantage. That and I don't know, it's weird. I feel connected to him. Like I was meant to have him at my side.
And that makes sense. We're just concerned because he's a primal. We're just concerned about you.
But what is a primal?
I wish I had the answer to that one.
That's just it. We don't fully know. We know they're summoned, we know they're construct of somebody's or something's beliefs, but that's just a basic rudimentary understanding. For all we know, a primal or the like could be responsible for this world.
I just wanted you to communicate what was going on first before you went and did something that could have hurt someone. Like
you.
yourself.
Well, we've established that communication is not my strong point.
It seems to be an issue with a lot of us, honestly.
Yeah. As she just looks up at Jackson. You're one to talk.
I just pointed it out, didn't I?
Maybe we should have set this rule. I will do my best to fill you in on my plans, but on the off chance that I don't, trust me enough to know what I'm doing.
I mean,
I will do my best.
I promise you, if I put myself in danger, my Dark Knight, points at Akemi, will come rushing to my rescue and stop me from being completely and utterly reckless.
Kemi
And
looks up, confused, blinks, and goes,
don't think I'm not aware of what that sound was in my ear. She has a smirk.
They grin and then motion for another. Well, actually, this time they're asking for juice.
Granted, I think we're in a pretty bad way.
Yeah, we've been in worse situations, haven't we?
It's never easy losing someone that you once called friend. Even for an antisocial person like me.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
Losing people is never easy.
And I think we're going to lose more. Lots more. Before this adventure is over.
That's unfortunately part of being an adventurer.
But I'm not an adventurer. Also keep that in mind. I'm a researcher.
The moment you set foot on the road, you became an adventurer.
That is not how that works. That is unfair. I never
That is-
wanted to be drawn into battles or linked to being somebody's savior. I wanted to study ether and the strange things of the world.
Got bad news for you, little bit. That's exactly how this works.
Yeah,
Adventurers go through tombs and fight monsters.
and summon primals.
Which you have done twice now.
Apparently, I'm good at it.
Yes, you are.
And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a. You keep saying you're not an adventurer, but all of your actions I have seen since I have met you have screamed adventurer.
In my hometown, adventurers are shunned. It's like an insult. I'm a
That would
Charlian.
explain.
That would explain it.
That explain why you do not appreciate being called one and do not want to be one.
Alright, little bit. If you're not an adventurer and you're a researcher, why don't you go with, high stakes researcher then?
Sure.
Then you got me and Akemi here, who are both retired soldiers.
I didn't retire. They spy, just drinking more juice.
Okay, I didn't exactly retire either, but we'll have that discussion later.
And I just got told by my free company that I needed more experience and put me with Jackson.
Experience
Gestures
on
to
what?
So they sent you away?
They basically asked me to
Babysit.
let her experience the world how she wanted to, go see things.
He's on babysitting duty.
It started that way. It's been getting better because somebody doesn't always jump off things anymore.
That's because you keep putting me on your shoulder.
Well, yes, it keeps you where I can see you and I know you're safe.
Have you gotten her a leash yet?
No, I think she'd murder me in my sleep.
I don't know. Some of us might enjoy a leash.
Oh God!
Yuku's face just goes bright red. Just even out to her ears is red.
Jackson just glances over at her and flashes a quick grin.
He gets smacked with her wand staff. Just smack.
Akemi is hiding their laughter in the cup.
I'm surprised they didn't do one of those like half-drink spit takes.
They're a soldier. They've heard worse.
Yeah, but not from certain company.
You
I
don't
was
know what
half-
they've imagined.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, she does say things without thinking sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, she just kind of has that mischievous smirk at the moment.
Jackson gives a small grin to her in return.
I mean, I'm sure they have Lalafelian leashes. They just look like baby.
Yuku does a spit take because she was just taking a drink of her water.
Maybe I should get one for you.
Promises, promises.
Yuku is just red faced. It just
Granted, let's be honest, Akemi, a leash would never contain me.
You're right, I would need a muzzle.
I don't know how I feel about
It
being
is,
muzzled.
it is spicy tonight.
I'm just letting this happen.
She just, now that I think about it, a Lalafell collar would probably look a lot like a baby harness.
Her dirty look, it is just still bright red, but she's like so flustered she can't talk.
No, don't break the other healer. That's his job.
What's the matter, Yuku? Cat got your tongue?
I mean, she's the one
I
that
mean,
flustered me, so I'd say yes.
in certain areas, for the right price, they literally could have your tongue.
The confused look on Yuku's face.
I don't know if you mean that as in a meal or as in a meal.
Both?
Apparently, part of this has gone over Yuku's head because she's just like, huh?
I mean, she's a Lalafell. I'm sure there could be all kinds of uses. Ow. 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 Oh, cat.
I'm sure it's becoming obvious that Yuku is actually fairly innocent in some regards.
Some regards.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, all that Lily knows is things that she's read and books she's gotten her hands on.
I'm sorry, I'm just imagining Lily finding the section of a library.
I'm sure she has. And being the inquisitive mind, read everything she could.
So
Right.
what you're saying really is, out of all of you deviants, Lily is the most well, not experienced, but knowledgeable about,
Most studied.
the most studied.
Yep.
Which
I mean, Jackson's had plenty of fun when he was younger.
And I was
I
gonna
mean,
say, Akemi is definitely well experienced.
she was about to say, everything I know is technically hearsay. I've yet to experience things. Maybe one day I'll have to put my research to practice.
Oh, we can fix that.
Maybe when you're a little less tipsy.
Oh, but I'm fun like this.
Alcohol should never be the means to start one's relationship, or so I've read.
That is sound advice.
Doesn't have to be a relationship.
Well, if you're looking for one night fun, sure, but if you want an actual relationship, alcohol is no.
Ears would go down. She doesn't really want to respond to that. Damn Makote body language.
Right.
Here's Jackson kind of giving me the stink eye.
So, to anybody actually paying attention, Akemi's whole body has been getting more and more flush. And while they're not slurring their words are coming out in a little bit lower of a rumble, and yeah.
Can I roll medicine to see if she would be able to pick up on anything?
yeah,
Jackson's got a history with Akemi and has seen this before, so would Jackson, do I need to roll for that, or is Jackson just going to be like,
Jackson
The
would
second
know.
time
Jackson would
Okay.
know, but the reason that Lily's got to roll medicines because she's got to get the more the scientific perspective.
okay, so Jackson's just over here.
Jackson knows the social side of it.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah,
I have an
Lily has no
Huh?
fucking clue.
Jackson, on the other hand,
do I have an inspiration to burn?
I think you do. And
I'm
if
gonna
you
burn one.
and even if you didn't, I'm sure someone would give you an inspiration see whether you can tell that Akemi is horny.
What
Yeah,
the fuck?
Yuku,
Roll that again! Fucking hell, that was a natural 1.
Yuku is just bright red though, cause yeah, that rumble.
I'm sure Lily is too.
I am messaging.
Apparently, I'm not meant to roll dice tonight.
Here, I'm poking you really fast.
Second,
Okay.
both times I've rolled, it's been a 4, and then this third roll is a 1.
Roll it again.
Where did it? There it is.
And
It's
again.
another.
That was another nat 1. Something is wrong.
I think Yules might need to refresh her page.
No,
oh, there's
that
a nat 20.
That's a nat 20. For fuck's sake, it's feast or famine.
I don't know what's going on.
Neither do I.
Apparently, the dice are in I hate you, I hate you, I love you, I hate you.
They are. You would absolutely know that. How best to explain this?
Drunk Akemi is horny Akemi.
Yes, drunk Akemi is getting drunk, and is also, as a side effect, is getting horny, and it is definitely aimed at you, Lily.
I mean, it's actually aimed at the general everybody.
Okay, yes, but Lily is getting a bit more of it than anyone else
At the moment.
right now. Yeah.
She would look at the barkeep, and her face is completely red, and I don't know if the others would see, but her tail is also gone stiff.
You also you happen to see next to the barkeep is a Nelson teenage male who's just looking shocked.
She's gonna ignore Alphinaud for now. And ask barkeep, do you have any rooms?
Yeah, the other shacks are made up for guests.
Okay. She gets her composure. Do you mind if we have one?
She just kind of has this weird. Her jaw is kind of quivering because it's like it's been a while since since they've had anyone staying in any of the other huts. And she's like, "Yeah, absolutely, no charge." And she looks at Alpha and says, "Your friends are staying the night. You want to stay the night as well, Alfie?" And he's just like, "Yeah, I think you will, and we can talk in the morning."
Lily would grab Akemi and try to guide him out.
You don't even need a key because these are huts. Jackson and Yuku just see Akemi and Lily just leave.
Jackson's just laughing because
She
he
looks-
knows.
She looks back at them. Alphinaud, traveling companions, Alphinaud, you all should catch up.
Akemi, as they pass Jackson, just gives a wink.
Just gets a grin. Have fun. Yuku looks at Jackson after she's just done like cracking up at this change of events.
She tells
But also
Fafnir to guard, as in lay in front of the door.
But also comments, I thought Lily just didn't like me. Once she's, controlled herself.
Personality clashing, I'm imagining, is what's at play there. I think that's what's at play with me and her sometimes. You two have fun now.
I'm trying to get him to rest. It's not what you think.
Bullshit.
Roasting. Is that what we're calling it now?
All
You know
right.
what,
I don't
Dusty,
think
if
he's.
you get hungry,
Ah!
you can eat them. She
Hey,
walks up to
Lily,
the front
Lily,
with Timmy.
make a deception check.
Oh god.
The rest of you make it. Yeah, Jackson and Yuku can make insight. Oh, Donna, your danger daggers are.
Ah,
Did you roll on that 20? No, you're. Okay, you gotta beat an 18. Oh dear. Both of you fail. Both of you. Okay, it's close. Lily rolled an 18 by some miracle, and you two
Right.
rolled 16s. You.
And I rolled a 2 on a D4.
Is that for position?
No, that's for something else.
Oh
that
god.
for showing?
Huh?
Said, are you showing more than you would like to?
No. Akemi doesn't have those bits. So I'll let you guys finish what's going on in the bar, and then I need to very briefly explain what happened in the room.
Yeah. You two in the bar. And more treats now, Donna, you silly cat. You think Lily is telling the truth, but you are very close to thinking that maybe there's something else going on. In fact, Jackson, you're relatively sure that something else. Honestly, I'm gonna give you a +2 on the social because it's a social thing and you would know. Yeah, Jackson, you know that they're going in there to shag. What do you think? You strongly suspect.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Donna's feeding me. Donna's putting a tail in my mouth. God damn it.
He actually has every intent of trying to put him to sleep and to make sure he's okay.
So Akemi gets to the room under the impression of other things, tries to give her a smooch, and passes out on the bed. Just full on.
She just laughs a little.
You two in the bar because it's a hut, because and the walls are wooden and such. You hear the snoring.
Well, we see how that went.
She would help remove the armor that he wears and get him actually on a pillow, tucked in, so to speak.
Wait.
and sleeping-
Wait. Lily actually removed their armor.
Yes.
Okay. In that case, when when Lily removes their armor, Lily realizes that Akemi has boobs.
Okay. Does not phase her in the slightest, nor does it change her opinions or how she feels.
Let's not go any further than boobs. We'll get in
Nope.
trouble.
Wasn't planning on it.
Good.
I'm just saying that this is the first time that anybody outside of Jackson has ever seen Akemi without their Under Armour on. They usually don't take it off.
She'd make sure that they're covered.
Like they sleep in their armor.
Mhm.
And she makes sure their sword is by the bed, as she covers them and makes sure that they're actually comfortable. And instead of leaving, she sits on the end of the bed and she kind of just reads out loud from one of her books until probably passing out on his feet or on their feet. So curled up on their legs.
Aw,
That's
that's
cute.
It is
adorable.
cute.
She very much wants more than just a one-night stand if they were ever to do anything.
Well, obviously.
And she doesn't want it to be tarnished by alcohol.
That is fair.
Mm-hmm.
I know, she's kind of a romantic at heart when it comes to that.
I mean, so is Yuku, so
So
Yuku's just
They-
gonna give Lily shit.
they would hear Lily reading out loud for a while before it just goes completely, I can't say quiet because of the snoring, but yeah.
Let's go with still.
Yes.
Yeah, that works.
And that would be. I'm gonna have to get up real quick because the cat. Good. On up. Up. Or at least get into a position. Go on, jump up. Thank you. Okay, we're going to take a break real quick. Let's all get a drink and such
Okay.
after this thing, and then when we come back, we're going to start heading towards that big old city on the horizon. So we'll be back. And we're back. Okay. After doing tech support and me apologizing for the horny lizard and cat action. Speaking of the horny lizard and cat action, it's the next. It's like the next morning. Everyone's gone to bed. Alphinaud felt that it was probably better after the sudden shock of seeing two grown adults try to fuck each other. In the inn, that it would probably be better to approach this with a clearer head. So everyone has gone to bed. I'm going to say. There was enough huts for everyone, if everyone wanted like separate or what have you. And it was strangely, despite the fact that you're under threat from sin eaters, a peaceful night. But we get straight back into the horny cat and lizard stuff with in Akemi's hut, and I'm going to let you two do your thing.
Oh, she's still asleep.
Akemi is waken up by the bladder alarm. You know, I really gotta pee. Sits upright, looks around very confused for a second, realizes they are unclothed up to their undergarments, and is very concerned very quickly. The fuck happened? Then notices the weight on their legs, and looks down and down and goes pale. Oh fuck. Did we They double check themselves. They are still the horny. Okay, no, we didn't. I'm still. Oh, what did we do? However, being that they do have to do the whiz, they very unceremoniously scoop her up, slide their legs out, plop her back down, and throw the blanket over her before rushing out to find a place to, let's just say, mark their territory.
The moment she is scooped, she does the cat stretch thing. So when she's flopped back down and a blanket is thrown over her, she might panic a little bit. So when they run out of the room, all they hear behind them is a loud meow and a hiss.
To which they respond with, "Sorry, I gotta pee." So they take care of business.
Pulls the blanket off of her, just wipes the sleepies out of her eyes, and just sits on the end of the bed trying to wake up.
As Akemi comes back into the room, they sigh, scratching their hair, which has somehow tumbled out of its usual bun and is very much a bedhead.
When Akemi walks back in, he would notice that she's actually wearing underneath her, I guess, armor. It's not really armor or clothing, whatever. She has like a slip or like a silk nightie that she wears to bed, and that's all she's in right now.
Ooh la la.
Well then.
Common thing to wear to bed.
In fairness, Akemi is wearing what is essentially binder and boxers. They see her drag a hand down their face. Gods give me strength.
First time they've seen her outside of baggy clothing, so she's actually pretty well endowed too.
Are we gonna have to fade to black?
No.
We can.
No. They look at her, kind of sigh, and go, "So, why did you take my armor off?"
With a very large and exasperated cat yawn, she just blinks a few times. You were getting too drunk, and I wanted you to sleep soundly.
I sleep with my armor on. It's comfortable.
You weren't complaining last night.
And they kind of chuckle at that and start throwing their armor back on.
She just kind of stretches, stands up. She seems to be completely relaxed at the current moment, which is saying something considering she's in front of another and not wearing much.
Well,
I know. We need to get prepared for the day.
we do. They sigh as they throw their under armor back on as well as their overlayer, but they haven't quite strapped everything on. As they step over to her, they kind of plop a hand between her ears and ruffle her head. "Thanks for taking care of me." You,
She'd give a slight purr, but she'd lean into the hand.
They sigh and take a step back, shoving their hands in their pockets. "Go on and get ready. We should find the
Just kind of wiggles back into the robes that she was wearing. Doesn't take me that long.
Yeah, speak for yourself."
Well, not all of us has intricate armor.
Uh-huh. They sigh. They grumble and are kind of like one-handing with their teeth, tying everything back up.
Also, I know you're probably concerned because I saw you. You know that changes nothing between us.
I didn't expect it to.
But she's twiddling her thumbs a little bit. You know what? Never mind. Her ears would go flat, and she'd grab her bag. "I'll meet you out with the others." And she kind of just rushes past him a little bit and outside.
They absolutely stare after her and look at her butt as she passes. Just kind of smiling before wandering out behind her, grumbling at the sunlight.
She has a bit of a hip swing, and her tail is twitching.
But yeah, now they're looking for the others.
I am half tempted to throw a GM chaos wrench into the mix here. I am not going to lie. Think about this real quick. Hey Lily, give me a medicine check, please, and tell me what it is. Unfortunately, I'm on the wrong tab right now, and Donna is on my belly.
I promise to be honest. 19.
You Oh, now you get off me, you infernal cat! I swear. After the moment I needed you to move. You
Of course.
silly puss. You definitely notice in your own biological self that there's a switch has been turned on of sorts.
Is it because she's a Makote?
Yes. I'm not.
That is why, instead of finding the others with the Kimmy would notice that she goes face first plant into Fafnir's fur and just kind of lets out a little scream.
Scream.
A muffled scream in his fur, just that frustration.
This is called GM chaos. You
You
shouldn't have mentioned anything about swinging hips and tail, because that put the idea in my head. Anyway,
Oh, I'm fine with this.
oh, I figured you would be. I'm just saying. So the rest of you had a good night's sleep and meet Alphinaud outside the inn, where you can see him holding a painter's brush. It's been well used. So it's good to see you all, especially you, Lily. Been a while since the rest of you and I think. Well, at least a couple of you. Yes, he recognizes like Kyle and Crayon. Since we took that ride together with the merchant, but he points at Lily. Lily and I were at Charlian together, and I don't believe I've made the acquaintance of you two yet. He looks at Jackson and
They would see that her face is still buried in Fafnir's fur. She has not come up for air, let alone say hi to anyone.
Jackson kind of glances at her and then kind of waves at Alphinaud. I'm Jackson.
I'm Yuku. So just for simplicity, just Yuku is fine.
he nods. And he looks over at Lily, shakes his head. It's like, he did that at Charlian too, don't worry.
That tail is also doing the swishing really bad.
So that's new. He points at the tail. Anyway, unfortunately, we are a little pressed for time. I should very quickly explain how Eulmore society works, so that you understand what we're about to get into. There are 3 castes of society. There is basically Lord Vorfrey, Bob. Then there are the free citizens. The Lord did. the the lauded landed gentry kind of people. The nobility. Alphinaud explained. Trying to find the right words. Um, and then there are the bonded, who serve one of two ways.
At the word bonded, Lily lets out a small muffled laugh.
They either serve at the pleasure of one of the free citizens in some capacity, or they serve Eulmore's military, which means they serve Lord Vorfrey and his general. There are, thinks about it, there's no other ways around this really. So my plan, and he holds up the painter's brush, is that I have heard that right now there is one free family who is looking for a painter. And I have some of my sketches, my paintings, me, as well, that I've done while I've been out here to prove my skill. If Lord Vorfrey's attendants pick me, by me, us, we'll be able to gain access to the city to what's going on inside. And typically it would just be me, but every good artist has an entourage, right?
She takes a deep breath, pulls up. Alphinaud would probably see that she's completely flushed as she makes her way over. I think what you're thinking of is band has an entourage. Besides, your talents are great, but are they really going to accept an entire group? And what about Fluffikins over here?
Hey! The Ethan Fitton crew's come over to say hi to us. To
Woo!
our
Hey.
band of drunk, horny people. So Alphinaud thinks about this, like, well, two of you look like you're more soldier material than anything else. Maybe you could, soldiers.
Or your bodyguards.
I was going to say.
Bodyguards as well, yeah.
With the Sin Eaters, that would make the most sense. I guess I could let them know that I've got medical skills.
And Yuku is part of our crew because every bodyguard
Every bodyguard what?
needs a healer.
So 2 bodyguards, 2 doctors, the artist.
The dancer and the emo one. I cannot help you.
Well, the dance, looking at Shikyle, I'm sure they could find a use for a dancer. And as far as this, the Reaper, I'm sure he has other ways of getting inside.
That is true.
Her mind is not in the right place for this conversation.
I didn't say phrasing.
She actually, surprisingly enough, she giggles.
So, it occurs to me. Could we not say Shikyle is your muse?
Yes.
Your model or some such.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, I
But
can
keep
just
in
kind of
mind,
glance.
but keep in mind that we're there to serve a family, and the family are probably them rather than my. But I'm sure we can make a convincing case.
Indeed. Also, while they're talking, that giggle has absolutely made them pink, but they are not responding to it.
So you okay? Alphinaud kind of nods. Right. It sounds like we have the beginnings of a fine plan. In that case, I suggest we make our way to the City of Eternal Pleasures then, and investigating.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like a plan.
So you all set out by foot, which is technically kind of dangerous, but today's a quiet day because since maybe the Sin Eaters have eaten their fill. The world is still in perpetual daylight. There's got to be some around, surely, but you see many Sin Eaters around. As you come into the shanty town, you see lots of bedraggled residents of Kholusia in various huts with open fires, cauldrons over the fires. You know, it looks like your typical kind of shanty town. I'm gonna say, as one kind of resident comes out of their half tent, half shack, and comes to look at you and says, "Hey, what brings you lot to Gate Town then, eh?"
Lily just kind of uncharacteristically smiles at this stranger. I think our friend here is better explain. And she can't seem to get her words straight. Takes a deep breath. Alphinaud, I think you should talk.
And Alphinaud kind of rubs his brow for a second, remembering that Lily is not all that social. I almost said house. Why did I almost come up sociable and then went to house trained? I'm like, what the fuck?
She Gip walks back to Fafnir.
It walks. Oh, okay. So goes back. He goes back. Alpha explains. We heard that all of Orpheus attendants would be coming down to look for a new bonded citizen. As when it came out to give the daily rations to the Gate Town. And the other individual talking to you is like, yeah, could be. Wonder what would be today, eh? But won't be long before we got our daily meal, won't it? And Alphinaud nods and kind of turns to the rest of you and explains. When he says meal, he means it means actually a food stuff called meal. MEOL. Not meal as an MEAL. The Eulmore authorities come out every day to hand out some food stuff to the populace and keeps them fed. Not like they're leaving them to starve out here, even if they do live in terrible conditions.
You see Akemi just look annoyed.
So at that, you hear some fanfares, and two female jesters come prancing out of a sack. Hello, hello, and there's this great big kind of fanfare. You could swear that music is playing and all the rest of it. You as they introduce themselves. Well, it turns out that for the second time today, we've got a position opening up top. Looks like we need an artist, painter, for, let's see, who is it, dear sister? And the other jester is dressed, that one was dressed in blue, the one I'm dressed in red. Opens up a scroll. It's like, for the Chinese family, yes. Of the of Daedalus Stoneworks, yes. Now let's see. Do we have any artists or painters among our crew here in Gate Town?
Lily gives a slight push to Alphinaud. He can paint.
Yuku, being on Jackson's shoulder, points down to Alphinaud.
Akemi actually, like, puts their fingers together and gives a really sharp military whistle. Got one right here.
And the jesters promptly come over and start sizing Alphinaud up. Well, doesn't look much like an artist to us. There's your proof, love. And at that, Alphinaud proudly holds up the well-used painter's brush. Y'all still don't know where the fuck this brush came from, to be fair. And show it and unrolls, a couple of scrolls of some of the artwork he's done in both, actually, in Eorzea. Some of it a couple of them you would recognize as various vistas in Eorzea, but also some of the Kholusian sea, coastline. One of Eulmore. And they're like, "Oh, the boy's got some talent. I wonder if he'll last longer than his predecessor." The blue one says to the red one.
With
And
the
kind of
devilish spirit, Lily just, he better. She's in a mood.
And then
good one.
Alphinaud holds up a hand and says, "Well, that's all well and good, but if you want me to work for the Chais, I have a condition." And just as look at each other, condition? A future bonded imposing conditions? And he says, "Well, as an artist, I have muses, and we live in a war-torn land." And they look at each other when he says that. He said, "War-torn? Thought Vorfries ensured peace in Kholusia. Have you not noticed how the Sin Eaters have not come for us?"
What
And,
Alphinaud is trying to say is that we're like his family.
oh, so are you well-wishers or parasites?
Well wishers, of course.
I'm gonna go with parasite.
They raise their eyebrow.
She bites Alphinaud lightly on the shoulder.
Yuku just looks at this exchange. It just is like looking so confused. He goes, I make sure she doesn't damage him too much.
So you are this young one's entourage?
Yes.
How does he
Indeed.
afford you all?
Let's just say it's a matter of payment.
Lily has gone from biting to nomming.
The jesters kind of look exasperated. They're not sure what to make of this scene, as you're all nomming each other and pointing and acting the fools, except for Jackson, it seems, who hasn't said much.
Jackson's just kind of
He's over here.
got to face palm.
He's over here laughing just so hard he's having trouble talking.
So they sigh and says, well, it'll be up to the Chais whether they keep you all, but we can at least get you up and running. And at that, there are more residents of Gate Town coming out to see what the ruckus is all about. And the jesters look around and say, but where are our manners? We have a present for you all. There's a second helping a meal to celebrate our newest bonded citizen. They add the plural suddenly at the end. And they're cheering as they start handing out these white balls of, like, they look like white skinned grapefruits. And they're just handing them out to people. Lily?
Alchemy or medicine?
Neither. Arcana.
Culinary?
Nope.
Okay.
Arcana.
14.
That's a 19. No, that was a wisdom check. 14. You notice your crystal pulsing more. As some of this stuff is handed out. You don't know why. You don't know. Maybe there's a background radiation styly thing going on because you're so close to Eulmore, or maybe there's just like a weird like light spot or something like that going on. Basically, the crystal is reacting to something a little bit more, but you're not sure. Yuku, because you don't have the crystal, but you are, as a white mage, light/nature attuned. You sense a very slight shift in the ether, but not enough to kind of register a oh shit moment.
Yeah, enough to notice it, but not be able to make out what it's about.
Yes.
Her ears wiggle and she kind of conceals the crystal, but kind of aims it at a couple of things to see if it has a stronger reaction to them.
Nah. Oh, Donna! Ow. Yes, you're just extra anxious tonight because me and you. Silly cat. Anyway, I haven't fed you. Have anyway. Cat jumping on me aside. The jesters, while everyone else is distracted with their second helping of food for the day, the jesters lead you in to Eulmore proper. And they take you through the immigration process, which is they get all your paperwork. They make notes on your records that you're bonded to the Chai family. They make you go next door into the delousery, which is basically communal showers. And I'm going to stop there because of I want to. I'll let you lot decide how you're going to deal with being in showers together or not.
Yeah, that's right. They're communal.
All right, yeah.
Yuku
So-
is very fascinated with the floor.
Lily sees them, and in her state of mind, she just. So, how are we doing this? Did somebody want to go in first? Are we just going to do this together?
Jackson just shrugs and goes in and starts stripping.
She kind of looks at Kimmy to find out how to proceed.
You need a glass of water. Go on.
What?
Showers. Get this over with.
Oh, if that's all you wanted. She walks in and she actually starts stripping.
Yuku starts stripping and is very fascinated with the floor. Just so interesting. And is bright red.
Jackson's a soldier. He's seen it all before. He doesn't care.
Thankfully, each of the shower areas has a curtain. You all can get your privacy when you get into the actual shower proper. It's just that, like that
She has to
central
take her
area.
time to make sure every article of clothing is meticulously folded and put into a neat pile. So by the time she goes into the cubicle, she has removed all articles of clothing.
Akemi is actually the last one to take anything off and is basically standing and making sure everybody is safe the entire time. And once they know that everybody else has showered and is safe, that's when they strip and go in like nobody's business.
Oh, so Kimmy was just watching.
Pretty much.
So, Akemi is a voyeur. Got it.
Did Kimmy enjoy the show?
That is for them to know and for her to find out.
Oh,
Yeah,
Underline
Yuku has never taken a faster shower in her life.
so as you all kind of wash up, because you do have the stink of adventure on you.
She is enjoying the shower.
Yes. You all come out at various times. Yuko is definitely first.
The shower that she's in would get the scent of almost like, I want to say, spiced apple. Because she would have a body wash that she made. Alchemy, yay. Just for this occasion. Finally getting a shower. So she would smell like spiced apples for a while.
Yeah.
Can I say that Akemi probably has like a peppermint oil or something that they use to get rid of stink too, just because cook?
Yes.
And of course, the botanist has something too.
Yes. And Jackson probably.
They
Jackson
just
probably
ran
has something to do with.
Oh, nice.
Well, I was gonna say Jackson probably has something to do with like all of those whiskey and smoke, but like soap bars or something
Yes.
that you could get from
That's it.
like what's its name, Doctor What's its face? I can't remember the name of it. That Yeti brand kind of one. I used to get soaps from
what
them.
was it, Dr. Sasquatch or something like
Yeah,
that?
Dr. Squatch. Dr. Squatch,
Squatch.
yeah. Like the Aorsian version of Dr. Squatch. Well, I say Aorsian, I mean North Rantian.
Amusingly, he actually has stuff that's more Old Spice.
Yeah, that makes sense. So
And oddly enough, I didn't think about this before, but I guess it would only matter to Akemi because he'd be the only one paying attention. He would notice that she wears her undergarments are actually pretty small, which is probably surprising.
Definitely entertaining. But yeah, as Akemi finally steps out, everybody's smelling all fresh and nice. They lug their armor back on, again trying to tie it themselves with their teeth.
She would go over and help him tie his armor, not even asking for permission. She's seen it enough times to know how to roughly do it.
Kemi just kind of chuckles. That's not up to formation.
Do you want my help or not?
I didn't ask for your help.
You didn't have to. That's what we do. We help each other, right?
Good girl.
God damn it. At the sound of that, you'd
Quiet
see
was that?
her tail would poof a little bit, and it would be like a chill round down her spine, but in a good way. And she turned pink.
I would say that was probably whispered.
Okay.
And she kind of has that little spring as she comes out of the showers with a little bit of a bounce in her step as she's giggling cheerfully.
But yes, they absolutely are joining everybody. What happened to Fang in all of this?
I'm sure Fangs with Fafnir.
Soph?
I'm thinking.
I thought I smelled smoke.
Yeah. They got taken to the military part of Eulmore, the middle section, to be fed and watered. Some of the other animals.
Okay.
So yeah, they're okay, both of them. Fafnir probably took a slightly smaller form to like not sound the alarm, make them worry, but maybe not worry about how big Fafnir was. Yeah.
Makes sense.
When they joined the others, she would latch herself around to Kimmy's arm.
But yeah, so there. After you're all out of the shower and smelling fresh in your various ways, jesters take you up the great grand lift of Eulmore to the main canopy. And as you get there, you manage to see that it is really especially with the kind of upbeat, like, how can I put it, Baroque style music playing, this place really is like a rich person's dream. There's velvet drapes everywhere. There's really scenic views. There's stained glass and gold and marble, and this place is just like a paradise for rich people. Enough to make a person sick.
Akemi, while they're looking around, Akemi leans over to Jackson and just goes, "You think they're compensating for something?"
Just a bit.
And just as kind of gesture, careful how I say that, to Mikote, at least what you call Mikote. One is a male with like glasses in a very kind of Victorian looking suit, no top hat. And his wife is a very
Plump.
red-haired or red-furred, either way, Mikote woman, in like a lovely fur in furs, and kind of very polished and rounded amethysts around her neck, and they signal, okay, those are the chais, and they will be your patrons. And with that, you got to go take care of something for Lord Warfrey. So have fun. And they kind of saunter off as jesters do.
Lily
Do
just tries her best not to say a word. She wants to. It's clear on her face that she wants to, and that she's struggling not to.
How about the rest of you?
Jackson is clearly chewing on his the inside of his cheek to not say anything himself.
Yuku's looking pretty awestruck at just everything.
Kemi looks down at her, just taps her nose to keep her quiet, looks up at them and says, "Pleasure to meet you."
That would have the absolute reverse effect. With the tapping of her nose, it breaks her concentration of trying not to say anything. And she blurts out, without even contemplating the words she's using. And it's just, well, I can see that you're not skipping any. And before she can even finish it, she bites down on her own tail to stop herself.
Akemi's hand slaps over her mouth as soon as she starts talking.
Yuku looks down at her from her perch, just in horror, like, you did not.
She tried so hard.
Alphinaud just kind of looks
Unsurprised.
like he's having to fix a diplomatic faux pas.
Which is
And
why
he looks at the Chais and he bows his head. Like, Mr. and Mrs. Chai, I am Alphinaud and I am your new artist, and this is my entourage of bodyguards, muses, and healers. because of the world we live in. It's been a long journey and a dangerous journey for me to get to you. And both of them kind of look all of you over and it's like, that's fair. Yes. And you see the woman who is Julia, if I remember correctly,
Mm-hmm.
kind of sighs Alphinaud up before she grabs him in a bear hug and starts kind of almost squeezing him to death. And it's like, oh, you're such skin and bones, my love. Come, you should eat with us before we get you to do your first portrait of us.
Gibby would, since he has his hand over her mouth and what would be her tail, you'd feel her bite down even harder on her tail as she's trying not to laugh. She's bitten down so hard that she's drawn blood at this point.
Yeah, they move her tail out of her mouth and replace it with one of their fingers.
Oh no.
Well, specifically like the curve from thumb to pointer, that spot.
They just have to remember she's got sharp teeth.
They don't care.
But she is trying so hard, and they could physically see her body shaking, holding in the laughter.
Jackson just kind of glances at Yuku on his shoulder and quirks a brow, but continues to chew on his own cheek.
Yuko is giggling because to her, it's adorable. And also funny seeing Alphinaud get just hugged so tightly. And is grateful it's not her.
Yes. Because
She takes a breath.
if it were you, would be dealing with constitution check.
She removes the finger. I am very pleased to meet you all. If you'll excuse me, I think I need a bit of fresh air. This is all a little overwhelming. And she quickly glances around to see the balcony, and she heads for the balcony.
And
the moment she gets there, she just loses it. She's on the floor laughing.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I think I need to go check on our companion.
I am deeply sorry about them. Is there somewhere I can hide them?
Now we
Cat
need to be
gives him a look like, hey! Because Yuku's actually behaving.
and they're like the two of them kind of look at each other, shrug. It's like, well, honestly, we don't mind what you do as long as you don't bring disrepute to the two of us. So you can have the run of the place again, so long as as long as you don't basically bring issues to us, you can have the run of Eulmore. Although I will point out that aetherite in the center of this plaza, it's for us bonded, not bonded, free citizens only. Unfortunately, you won't be able to use that. If the guards see you trying to use that, they might take umbrage with it. So
That is understandable. With that, we thank you. I'm going to go and take care of my companions. And Akemi just wanders back over to the balcony to check on them.
She is still rolling on the floor. She's finally getting control of herself. I am so sorry. I couldn't hold it anymore.
Jackson was having a hard time keeping it together himself because of her, but he also found Delia to be absolutely adorable in how she grabbed onto Alphinaud.
Yuku is, of course, looking down at everything from, since they're on the balcony.
I can't wait to tell Alice about that.
Oh, she's going to have a riot.
Oh, that is one way of putting it. Oh,
He is
I
not
also,
going to live it down.
Nope.
honestly, I also really needed some fresh air. This place reminds me too much of home, where that high society looks down on you. Anyway, I think I'm good now. I've got my composure mostly. There's other things going on, but I hopefully can talk with you about them in private, Akemi.
Oh, I'm aware.
She turns pink at that because she didn't think he was. Well, then maybe you can help me figure out how to address them.
Perhaps.
I will leave you to that.
Shut it, you.
No.
Yuku looks up confused.
I'm gonna admit, though, I really don't want to stay in this place any longer than we have to.
That is understandable. It's
I'm glad I had the foresight to put the frying pan in the backpack today.
Well, if I know anything about high society looking down on low society, is that, well, they think they have the best interests of the people in mind, and usually what ends up happening is they abuse them.
yes.
Indeed.
It's no different where I come from.
Akemi and I have seen a lot of that ourselves.
Yep.
This place just screams all kinds of wrong.
And we're not just talking about the culture.
Yeah, something's not right. But I can't put my finger on it.
You would think in the world, the way that this is just hypothetical, but with the way the world is, it's so out of place. There's gotta be something going on. I just don't know what. But anyway.
That's probably why Alphinaud wants to be up here to investigate.
Yeah, fair point. He's always had an eye for
oddities.
I was gonna say ways of implementing his word skills, but we also kind of just abandoned everyone. So we should head back.
We should.
Indeed, but we needed to compose ourselves.
But
I might be tasting blood right now.
Oh, my tail hurts like hell.
as you all start to head back, there is there are a couple of fanfares again as the jesters appear at the Etherite. My esteemed lords, ladies, and your bonded citizens, your ears and your eyes, if you please. We have a tale of treachery and woe, of fraud and theft.
This better be good.
I have a feeling we're about to see the dark side of this.
Indeed.
And
Lily,
I'll let you guys discuss.
Lily's fur is on end. She does not like the sound of this at all.
Akemi actually puts Lily behind them and seems to be like on alert.
Yuku is making her uppies motions at Jackson because she wants off the floor and up on his shoulder. Thank you very much.
Jackson scoops her up and then gestures, we should get in there and see what's going on.
Indeed.
So, as you guys are talking and discussing this, the jesters explain. There is a bonded among you who has gained access to our fair city through fraud and deception. A businessman, he claimed to be, trading with the Ondo under the sea. But when he was asked for his secrets, turn fruit into gold. His tongue stayed silent. And now he is before Lord Vorfrey to face justice. And we invite you all to come and see what his fate will be. And as you kind of come back to the Chais, Alphinaud kind of is starting to work on a portrait of the two of them. And they are staying still because of course they're being painted. But Alphinaud glances at you and nods as if to signal, yeah, go up. Go and see what's going on.
Jackson
Lily would
nods.
nod back and kind of push on Akemi, but she wouldn't step out from behind him.
Jackson's decided to take point in the front of everybody.
Akemi also kind of is assuming a formation with Jackson, making sure that little bit is behind them, kind of in the middle.
Jackson's not thrilled that Yuku's up here with him, but that's kind of not gonna work any other way.
Yeah.
Not without the wolf around.
Yeah.
So you start to mingle within the crowds of the various free citizens and their bonded servants, for lack of better terminology. As they all start to head towards the lift, which is a huge old round platform.
Akemi glances at everybody and sighs. Whatever happens, we are here to observe this time.
Agreed. Observe only, no matter what.
I can't assess a situation that quickly. We're going in. We need to be able to get out.
Yuku nods, though it's clear she does not really like the observation only, we do not step in thing.
Lily understands, but it's clear on her face that she has mixed emotions. She doesn't quite know how to feel about the situation yet.
So you head up into the lift, and you emerge on the top level of Eulmore, Lord Vorfrey's kind of court. As you all filter in, I will set the scene for you. In this huge, round, gilded chamber at the very top of the city, you see lavish wealth and riches around. Very similar to what you saw in the canopy. The sort of level beneath. But it's up a notch because of course this is Warfree. You see two sin eaters, two big sin eaters. One is a very beautiful kind of maiden looking, like angelic maiden, and she is sitting curled up into a another sin eater that looks like a very regal, large lion that looks large. That looks bigger than Fafnir. And they are, but the maiden is just stroking the lion's quote unquote mane, over and over. They seem peaceful. They don't seem like they're attacking anyone or bothering anyone. And then next to them, you see this huge round man with who's basically bald apart from like a top knot kind of deal going on. He's extremely bulbous. I've shown you all a picture of what he looks like in our Song Crystal and Shadow chat. But he also looks kind of young, which is kind of weird. He looks young, but he's like very rotund.
Question: is it the kind of youth that you get when all of your wrinkles are filled in with fat, or is it like actually
Yes.
young?
Yes, that.
It's fat.
So, and he is standing on like a dais that little balcony that looks out over onto like Gate Town and the rest of Kholusia.
Can I post a picture for them to see?
Yes,
Okay.
just so that they can see, because when I posted that like a week. But you can kind of repost it for them to kind of get an idea of what Warfree looks like. And in the middle of this court, you see a blue-haired Mikote healed over on the ground, clutching his wrist with a knife, a bloodied knife next to him, and he's clutching a wound. And unfortunately, it's 11:30 and ish. And that is where we're going to have to leave it for now on a cliffhanger. So, Donna just jumped off me. So, yeah. Welcome to Eulmore, folks.
That was awesome.
Yep. And as much as we're going to be gone for a little while, maybe actually in the week between, maybe actually that week before December, we'll get together and finish off the Eulmore side of things.
Sounds good to me.
Yep.
That would be neat. Hopefully, we'll have everybody next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're not.
As an
Gone.
As an aside, Duya is one of my favorite characters from Shadowbringers.
Oh, she's
I love her so
precious.
much.
She's precious.
I think she's adorable too. Obviously not my favorite, but
Well,
adorable.
I have a favorite, but I can't say anything about my favorite.
Because
yet.
spoilers.
Spoilers!
Yeah, I can't either.
Huh? What?
So we are going to see what I can rate because I am currently logged into the account. So but
Why should I let you use it? You never let me use it. And I have to. It would really piss off more.
friends. Oh, we've got a lost caravan, I think. So yeah, so let's see. The next kind of week is a bit up in the air, folks. Like I say, different one shots and temporary campaigns and stuff are running, and we will be back after Thanksgiving, hopefully for one to finish up kind of the City of Eternal Pleasure or City of Final Pleasures, both either way. Don't forget to go get your dice at CanadianDice.ca. Don't forget to hit up the merch store. Don't forget our Extra Life fundraiser. And we shall probably see you, let's see, that will be on the 30th, literally last day of the month. Before we head into our holiday season fun stuff. So, it is. I'm going to set up the raid now before I forget.
Device internet would database of her memories to your device before vaporizing her.
Boop. Okay, the raid has been created. And we shall see you in a couple weeks.
Boy.
Bye. Bye.